Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you are listening to High School Hoops with our hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Steger.
All right, end of January. Wherever you're listening, I hope it's a lot warmer than it is in Wisconsin because it's bitterly cold here.
Absolutely.
But before we get started, I'd like to give a big shout out to two things. I'm going to make these short. Go over and join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you haven't joined, I'm literally almost to the point of having to close the doors because it's a one-man show. It's me, and I want to be able to help everybody. So if you're thinking of jumping in, you better do it. That's the first thing. Second thing is Dr. Dish. Go over and check it out. If your team's not shooting well, I'm sure they could FedEx it to you. I don't know if they can, but I'm sure they could get you one really fast. You can get a lot of shots up. I'm sure. Let me know. I'll get you in touch with Nick and a couple other people over at Dr. Dish. They'll take care of you. So make sure you do that. And then, mention High School Hoops, and they'll give you $350 off your next purchase. And they'll also trade in. They'll do trade-ins. Just mention me. Trade-ins, like a car. All right, go ahead, Coach.
Well, like every state is different. So, but where we are in Wisconsin, we're in mid-January is the time, or late January is when we start facing our second opponent. So, I think that's a special way of scouting and a special way of approaching it than the first time of an opponent. So, what are your tools, or what do you do to prepare for an opponent a second time?
I try to get as much possible film as I can. I try to have a couple things in my back pocket that they haven't seen. And I try to, I really think it's about matchups. I really think it's about who can defend whom and how long can they do that. So that's part of it. I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, I mean, I that's where I spend my time. I spend my time on matchups. I spend my time on looking at film and looking for specific things that they're doing. I spend my time on trying to have some things in that, maybe I'm going to save them for tournament. Maybe I'm going to save them for this, just depending on how the meaning of the specific game. But that's, I always try to have those things ready to go or rock and roll for that second opponent. And again, depends on where that second opponent is. In the pecking order. If they're one of the top teams in the league, it's going to be a little bit different than if they're one of the bottom teams. I'm probably not going to show my hand if I think, we can probably win this by just running X, Y, and Z.
Right.
I'm going to just try to work on X, Y, and Z and get really good at it. And knowing that I got other things in my pocket if I need them, but probably not going to show them. I don't know. You see it even in the Big Ten or the ACC and all those things. You see all that stuff that it's the second round is brutal. That's where, again, football coaches have it easy for the most part, unless it's tournament time.
Yeah, I think you think of a great point. As a high school coach, I always looked at matchups and statistics of like who's hot right now, how can I get them out of the game and isolate them and get rid of them.
Right.
A lot of times, I tend to see myself face guarding or really not allowing help on certain players and so forth. I always felt that was always one thing that I could control. How can I take this player out of the game, especially if they don't have a very well-balanced attack, or they only have one or two good players, and let's not let that one or two players beat us this time, I think can be one way of approaching a team. And then, finding another way to beat them. If you beat them the first time, they're going to probably be prepared for the second time.
Right. It's like they're not sitting around going, oh, they're going to beat us. They're making adjustments.
They've obviously watched the film why you beat them the first time.
Right.
What are they going to do to beat you opponents second? And then also, think about how they beat you the first time and what you can do to better yourself the second time. But I think you put up a good point, is that too often I know a lot of coaches will look at the previous game film that they played, and that's basically what they go off of. I think it's really important to look at other game films, go watch them play multiple times, because the team is way different than they were 5-6 weeks ago. Most of the time they might have had a certain player, a sophomore kid might come out of the woodwork and now he's playing really good basketball, or they've made adjustments to the lineup where they're running a completely different offense. I mean, coaches, good coaches, they're constantly making adjustments. So I think watching recent film is huge, and you can't make every decision on the last time you played them. I think you look at some.
You can definitely make some adjustments on that.
Yes.
But yes, that is, I would say that of the piece of the pie for me,
is that
that's 25%, 25% the last game, because things change. Like I know we have an opponent coming up who has one of their better players is hurt, not going to play. So this game tape is going to be fine, and I'll be able to see some things the next time we play them. But to be honest with you, it will be useless, because they're going to be a totally different team when they get that player back.
Right.
What they can do, what they can't do, how they do it, all that stuff is going to be totally different.
Yeah, I think you just can't put all your emphasis on one piece of the pie. As like you said, I think you got to figure out kind of, if we were to create a pie chart, right? You said like that 25% is kind of looking at previous game film. I think another one is looking at current statistics of overall the season data, where their highest scores are, or who's hot right now. I don't know how every state is, but I know a lot of people in our state, they're constantly posting stats continuously daily, looking at, all right, this guy has scored 15 points the last 3 games. Right. Like, what can we do? He's obviously the key component of that. So I think another thing is just looking at the team currently, who you're playing. And another piece is, what are we doing well, and continue to do that as a team? I think a lot of times we focus on everything goes against who we're playing, but also what can we do as a team to make sure that we are in the best outcome to be successful, not just what they're doing, what we can do.
Right. I agree. I mean, it's always kind of looking for strengths and weaknesses, looking for what they're doing. And the thing is, my team now is not the same that it was 6 weeks ago. Like, we've changed. So literally November tapes, I don't even look at. I take them for stats, but I don't even watch them. Like, come March, I'm not watching November tapes because they're not the same team.
They're better conditioned. They're in a better psyche. They're in a better comfort level. You can't. That's why, like, I'm going to go scout this team that I'm going to play in February, but I'm going to scout them in November. Well, that's just a waste of your time.
Right.
They're way different than they are that standpoint. So,
right.
And so being recent film, I think, is huge.
Recent film is good. I agree. All right. Anything else, Coach?
No, not really. Favorite thing to wear at practice? Are you a t-shirt guy? Are you a sweatshirt guy?
So I wear what I wear to work.
Really?
For the most part. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I used to change and do all that stuff. It's like, first of all, I'm old. I'm not going to be running around. And to be honest with you, I'm in my teaching career where I dress for comfort. So I usually have a pair of tennis shoes or Yeezys on or something on.
Yeah.
And a pair of jeans or something like that. And a shirt. So whatever I wear, I'm not a whistle guy. I've never been a whistle guy. I've never been I got to change into my practice gear guy, because normally, I just wear what I wear to work and let's go. This is my work clothes. Let's go. I don't want to be honest with you, I don't want to waste the time to change and then rechange. I just don't want to wait. I mean, I probably have saved days of my life by not doing that. When you think about it, 30 years of coaching takes 10 minutes to get dressed, 10 minutes to unget dressed. That's 20 minutes a day. 5 days a week. That's
your disposition's a little different now because you got a lot of other assistants and stuff doing in the drill. You kind of oversee things.
Yeah. I'm not like doing the. I don't have
taking a charge with your jeans.
No, I don't have the pad anymore. So in the day, I would probably get something that was a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, right. I'm not doing pad work underneath. Right. I might break my hip if I do that. What are you talking about? Not quite that old.
You're using the pad to protect your fall at that point in your career.
Yes. I mean, I don't want to like hyperventilate or something.
For sure.
All right. Till next week, Coach.
All right. Take care. Bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.